Hello, welcome to Who's Views. It's Merchandise Paradise. And my God, isn't that bloody brilliant? I don't know about all of you Who viewers, but I am so excited because, yes, BBC Studios, in their infinite wisdom, thank you to BBC Studios, have just announced that BBC Studios are releasing season 15 on Blu-ray, on the limited edition box sets, and I'm excited, and I'm not the only one that's excited. Joining me on this very special reaction show, I've got Paul and I've got Bedouia. Hello to you two.
Hooray!
Hey! Let's have a big round of applause.
Yay!
Now, this is really... Are you guys as excited as I am?
Oh, God, yes.
Because what's just happened, if you haven't seen the news, what has just happened is that season 15 has been announced on the limited edition Blu-rays. It's a recommended retail price of $54.99. No release date is given, and we all accept that now, and we all know why that's going to be, but that's fine. It's on the way, and it's really, really, really fantastic. And they've also released the now traditional and expected trailer. We're going to be coming to that because I don't know about you two, but I feel like I've just watched a movie.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really made up for what I've had to put up with over the last little while. But anyway, this is it. This is it, guys. We have got this. This is, as I say, season 15 coming to the limited edition Blu-ray box sets. And this is a fantastic set, including the classic stories Horror of Fang Rock, The Invisible Enemy, The Image of the Fendal, The Sunmakers, Underworld, The Invasion of Time. What more could you want?
I've just thought of something there of a speculation. You know, you have the in the packaging, you open the doors and have the TARDIS interior, and it's different all over through the series. I wonder if we'll have the lovely brickwork hospital as the inside. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
With a plant somewhere in there as well. Yeah.
And the sun loungers, yeah.
Well, listen, guys, we're going to go through, before we come to that fantastic trailer that they've just given us, let's actually just go through what this this wonderful box set. I can't contain my excitement. Can you all tell? I am so excited about this, and I'm not going to be buying it for ages because I only get the standard editions. But this is absolutely brilliant. All 6 classic stories have been newly restored for Blu-ray, and the usual fantastic material is on this, and it includes brand new updated special effects for Horror of Fang Rock. There are several brand new exclusive to this Blu-ray documentaries, including a making of production for Horror of Fang Rock. There's a Graham Williams tribute, which is a feature-length tribute to the producer of 3 seasons of Doctor Who. You've got Matthew Sweet chatting to the wonderful, the fabulous, and the gorgeous Louise Jameson in an In Conversation episode. You've got Behind the Sofa, as usual. You've got the Blu-ray trailer, which is the one that's just dropped on the Tube of Who. You've got immersive 5.1 surround sound, exclusive new surround mixes for Horror of Fang Rock. Brand new audio commentaries from the legend that is Tom Baker. And you've got all the stuff that's been on the DVD as well. Now, gentlemen, you two buy these limited edition box sets. This is something to whet your appetite completely, isn't it?
Well, I pre-ordered mine already. and that's fine. And I got a gift voucher from Santa for 25 quid, so that's gone towards it. So I got it for $29.99.
No, that's an absolute bargain.
Yeah, so I'm pleased with that. I mean, this is actually, for me as a fan, is one of the most prominent seasons of Doctor Who for me growing up, because I was really into it by this point, and I've got most vivid memories of watching this particular series. So it's fantastic stuff for me. Looking forward to it very much.
I mean, when you look at these stories as well, I mean, the Horror of Fang Rock is a classic. We've got the introduction of a brand new companion in The Invisible Enemy. It's K9, da-da-da-da. And then we've got this whole thing that goes through. I mean, Image of the Fendal. I mean, for a certain generation, I'm going to talk for myself as well here. This stands out to this very day as scaring the willies out of me. I know, I just remember it so much that it absolutely scared the life out of me. We've got Underworld, business is business. You know, all that lovely, gorgeous stuff there. Sorry, that was Sunmakers. We've got Underworld, and we've got The Invasion of Time. We're probably the best on torrents ever.
Well, the EastEnder Sontarans, yeah.
All right, mate, I'm a Sontaran. I'm
Oh,
going to get you, mate. How's it going? Would you like some apples and pears, governor? You know what I mean? It was just so funny, though, that bit, wasn't it? But, I mean, Badri, have you pre-ordered?
I didn't quite finish the order, but it is pending. Yeah, it'll be done.
Oh, just it's unless they're a big up now, because look at this again. What a hit they've made of this! It looks absolutely stunning. The cover art again, but it's Lee Binding again, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
I think it's beautiful, apart from the random scarf, but I'm not sure about that. But
flowing in the wind, that one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just let's have a closer look at this then. Let's zoom into this. I was a bit when I saw this earlier on. I was a bit sort of like, oh, look, the Rutan's different. But now we know why.
Yeah.
Because in the trailer, the Rutan has been CGI'd.
No, I have to say, I'm going to be a grateful Doctor Who fan. I think the idea of creating new effects is a lovely idea, but sometimes they're not necessary unless you can really improve on it. And I don't necessarily think, I've only seen a little clip, whether this new Rutan makes it any better than the original, to be fair, but that's my opinion. But I don't want to have a downer on that. It looks interesting to the least.
Well, we'll have to wait till we see the episode, won't we?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the brief clip from the trailer where the characters merging and becoming
that was
Rutan,
lovely. That was lovely.
That looks really cool. But I agree. I don't think Horror Fang Rock is one that stands out to me as needing new effects. Possibly Underworld would be more of an obvious choice for that. But
that might cost a lot of money, though.
More effects.
Save their money for Invasion of the Dinosaurs, please. Can you do that?
As long as they do Invasion of the Dinosaurs, I don't mind.
Yes.
I just want to say as well, if you haven't seen the trailer at this point when we're broadcasting, well, we're going to spoil it for you because we are going to be looking at that. Because it's a brilliant trailer. But yeah, I mean, talking about those points there, it's interesting to see that, you know, in the trailer with the mutant, the Rutan, it's climbing the stairs now rather than just slithering up them, and that's why we've got that new, slightly different. I'm sure there are going to be.
Eye. I'm not sure about the eye in the middle of the head.
Well,
it's weird.
I'm sure some of our fellow fans won't like the new version put into this. You know, do you know what I mean?
I liked. I don't know if you've ever seen Shakedown, but the Rutan and that's quite good. I have to say.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a really long time ago. That one.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think that cover particularly needs the Rutan there. I think actually it's balanced if you took it out with the the Sontaran at the bottom, either side of a few, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be there, but.
I've got a sad admission to make. You talk about being terrified of some of the monsters in this series. I was petrified by the prawn, by the nucleus. when it grows from the macro universe to our universe, it was that shot of it growing up in the chamber was like really scary for me as a kid. I was petrified by that.
It's the noise as well that it makes, isn't it? That prawn.
And I can't eat scampi now for love nor money.
Well, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. Hello, if you're watching us here. We've got Kirsty here as well, who said that she looks like that when she rubs her makeup off, saying nothing.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Hiya, Sam. Thank you for joining us. Well, this is very exciting. Into the land of dreams and fantasy. You know your stuff. Because that's exactly what it is, isn't it? In fact, that would have been a great tagline for this, because this is really, really exciting. And again, to get all these wonderful features on here. I know some fans aren't very impressed by the behind the sofa thing. I actually quite like them. I quite like seeing our actors, if you like, getting together and watching the telly, you know?
I love it. I think it's great. It's kind of a goggle boxy type sort of theme, but it works really well. And depending on what team you get, depends on what responses you get. But that's good because it's nice and varied, isn't it? You get different points of view, different attitudes towards effects and acting or whatever story, that kind of thing, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I think the thing that upsets me is when they did the season 12 box set and they had proper props behind the sofa, which looked really impressive. And now we've got a bit further on and they haven't got those items. It's a bit of a shame, and they have to have big cardboard cutouts or whatever they use. But like you, Paul, I really like hearing the different opinions from other actors from different eras, and that connection that they've got from their era, and comparing it to something that they might not have seen at all if ever. So yeah, it's those are the really interesting bits, and you have people like Katie Manning, who just have wonderful energy anyway.
Yeah.
Watching Katie Manning watch something is good entertainment for me.
It's fun.
So,
Yeah.
And also in the trailer, which we are going to come to talk to now in a second, there's an interview, as I've just said there, with Louise Jameson, the wonderful Louise Jameson, where Matthew Sweet's. I mean, that seems. There's a feel that comes through on that trailer about this is a very mature conversation that's going to be happening here. And she comes across brilliantly, doesn't she? And there's a few things that are highlighted there, of course, to tease you, to make you want to know what's going on in the conversation. It looks great, though. I'm really, really excited about seeing this conversation between Matthew Sweet and Louise.
Well, I have to say that the Matthew Sweet interviews are one of my favourite bits of the box sets overall, because they've had all the doctors that they can do who are still alive. Some of the main companions already, like Ian, and they've had Vicky, etc. It's fabulous stuff, and I think this one's a cracker because they've got a lot to explore, I think, which is good.
Yeah, the Maureen O'Brien one it stands out to me. That was really fascinating. Really enjoyed that one, and it does. From the trailer, it does seem that they will discuss that Louise and Tom didn't necessarily get on brilliantly. Which Louise has been quite open about, and Tom's been fairly open about as well, because if you lose Liz Sladen from the show, it's not going to be the same, and it's difficult to then bond with the next person that comes along.
And the little teaser they've given us have really kind of explored that already, which shows the rationality behind it, which is good.
Yeah. And yet, Bedwyr, the thing is as well that although we missed Sarah, and I was expecting her to come back. Well, I was expecting her to come back for 30 odd years, to be honest. But you moved. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that was Terrence Dix's fault, because I'm sure it was in the Face of Evil Target novelization that he said the Doctor was on his way back to London and got lost again. And I was just like, well, what? Anyway, that was in my head. But we got on with, and we soon got in touch with Leela. And then, of course, K9 comes into this season, and you've got this dynamic. You've got the Doctor, you've got Leela, you've got the K9. I mean, it shouldn't work. But it did. It really, really did, to the point where you get to Invasion in Time, and you're sitting there. I remember that at 7 years old, going, "Oh, she's going now as well. Oh, here we go." It was just what's going on.
I remember Invasion in Time of original broadcast and being really gutted they were both leaving, but then being elated by the fact he had a box with another K9 in it. Fantastic stuff. Yes.
K9 Mark II in felt tip. It was just a brilliant twist, that wasn't it? No, what's going on?
Tom's expression at the end, smiling to camera, is brilliant. Fantastic.
It is. The fact that they've got new footage with Mr. Baker as well, and he's looking so well. In the little clip you see of him on the trailer, doesn't he look well?
Yeah, it looks fab, which is good.
Yeah. At this point, I would like to say a huge thank you to BBC Studios for dropping this news right now, because, of course, we are going to be celebrating Tom's 90th birthday in the next week. So if you haven't found us yet, or you're finding us through this particular video, please like and subscribe to our channel and take part in our Tom Baker 90 celebration, the logo of which is just above Paul's head up there. Can you see that? And we played and we played the trailer for what we're going to be doing. We've got a bit planned there. We're going to have a real party for the man himself on his 90th birthday. So thank you, BBC Studios. That's perfect timing. As is the fact that if you are going to be getting the standard editions, don't forget that this month, January, sees the release of the standard edition of Collection 7, Season 17, if you're getting those. So that's coming out very, very shortly this month. It's all go suddenly. It's Tom Baker month, and how good are we? So now, come on. Let's get on to this. As I say, I feel like I've just watched a movie, and it must have been about a minute long or 2 minutes long or something like this, because as part of the announcement, the now usual trailer has arrived, and it's bloody good.
When I saw this in the thumbnail on YouTube, I thought for a minute it was just a fan video. And then I played it. I thought, oh my God, they had the titles in it. And I thought, oh, great stuff. And then into the Time War, fantastic stuff.
Well, it is very odd because the actual episode, according to the titles, is The Final Battle. But they've changed it on the Tube of Who thing to Leela versus the Time War, because yes, indeed, the one and the only Louise Jameson is back, and she's on Gallifrey. And by God, it looks bloody brilliant. This is just so exciting. She looks like I imagined how she would look in this situation. Gone are the leather skins. She's in Time Lord robes, and she just looks absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think obviously Big Finish have explored the Time War a bit with the Gallifrey series, and Louise Jameson's been involved in that. But to have a visual finally of Leela on Gallifrey, and personally, I love the Daleks. Some lovely coloured Daleks in there.
You've ruined it now, haven't you?
Oh, but I mean, it's Leela on Gallifrey, and we always knew that was where she ended up. But she's just the perfect character to be in a time war.
Well, especially as Bedwyr, she's on Gallifrey, and as you say, this moment I've been waiting for since I was a wee boy, because now Leela faces off on the telly, as it were, the Daleks, and by God, she's good.
I've never forgiven her from Arc of Infinity. How's Leela doing? Well, she's fine, blah blah blah. But where is she?
She's on it. She's in a theatre show, earning a keep. That's what, exactly,
but
it's absolutely
she's on Emmerdale or something like that. Yes.
Well, that's where she is now, isn't she? Ian, our Ian is here. Hi, mate. It looked amazing. It's better than any of those crappy specials.
I was going to say that, but
he also wants to know, where was K9? Oh, well, you see. Oh, yeah, well.
We could have finally had that battle between the Daleks and K9. Where was he?
Well, there you go. And Sam is saying, Leela, she's back and she's awesome. Absolutely. I mean, it just... I mean, this is where you know Louise Jameson is absolutely going to give you 100%, isn't she? She's going to do this. And by God, she does. Because the whole context of this story, it's beautiful. Again, it just touches the nerve for us fanboys especially of the classic era who grew up with these characters, doesn't it?
I wonder if that's why she was not part of the Tales of the TARDIS, because she was doing this one.
There's a very interesting line in this, gentleman, as well, where it's suggested that the Doctor knows her story isn't finished. Did you pick that up on the trailer? Because I've watched the trailer only twice, I've just watched it twice as well. Yeah, but there's a whole thing, because she's given this little device, isn't she? She's given this thing here, which I can't remember the name of now. Can you?
It's like the Master's transmat device in the Five Doctors, but isn't it really?
It's very similar to that, though.
It's a bigger device. Yeah.
It's been sent to her by the Doctor. So, and this is, I mean, when she realizes that the Doctor is still around and that's a beautiful moment as well, because like us fans, we all went, so does Leela. It's just fantastic. It's real. And this thing's come from the Doctor, and it's a transmat device, isn't it? Yeah. And it's given to her, and with the message on the lines of the Doctor says, it's not your time yet. He still needs you. Now that's opening up a can of worms, surely.
Like, we need to open more cans of worms as it is, but I don't think we do. But,
well, yeah, I mean, but again, it would come down to what would that mean? I mean, could this be? I mean, a lot of us are going to start speculating on that. Will this be another spin-off? Where did she? Well, we know where she ended up in this particular thing, but what happened and what was going? I mean, it's all these little bits and pieces that they put in, so that we as fans suddenly go, hang on a minute, and then we come up with all these things, all these ideas, don't we? It's the beauty of these things. But this is wonderful to eventually see, as I say, Leela with the Daleks. The Daleks really about to exterminate her, and she stands her ground. She really does. And Lou pulls this off with ease and with perfection.
Yes, it's a lovely performance from her. The energy is great, and you can see the real passion in her performance when she plays the part.
Yeah, there's a steeliness to her now.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, that sort of the older version of Leela, who's obviously learned from the Doctor and learned from being on Gallifrey, but no fear facing the Daleks, despite what's going on behind her with the capital being bombarded by Dalek ships and all that sort of stuff. She just absolutely nails it and is in that moment and in that performance. It's all right. It's only, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes of screen time, but it's just the impact of it. And it's the same with a lot of these trailers. And, credit to Pete Matai, who's written the last few in particular that have really hit nerves, particularly in us fans.
And they seem to get better and better and better each time he has a new trailer.
Yeah. I suppose it depends on which character you're using as well from the season, doesn't it? Because this one, I think, this is something that a lot of the fans would have always wanted to see Leela in the Time War. And as I say, I've certainly wanted to see Leela against the Daleks, and I got exactly what I wanted from this, because by God, not only does she stand her ground, but Leela really, really comes out again, because she gives them hell. This is something I've waited to see for quite a while. Leela grabbing the Dalek gun.
She had a Dalek gun to fire back at them. That was great.
Yeah. And in typical Leela style, she's just carrying it around. It's just, I've got you. Bang, bang, bang. She's never unarmed.
So she's obviously, dismantled the Dalek with her bare hands, probably. Just ripped
with her teeth, probably.
Yeah, because the warrior of the 17 was still there. In fact, that lovely line is there. I'm a warrior of the 17 and Gallifrey. Goodness me. There's a lot of untold stories there, I'm sure, about how she's upset the Time Lords over the millennia. But it's just, I watched this and was just absolutely great. I mean, even the music is a slightly different version of the music we're used to from the previous Russell T Davies series. It sounded slightly different to me, but it's slightly slower, but it suited this little teeny weeny scene so much.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. I think it's not. It's very subtle. I think it's not. Yeah. It wasn't. I didn't watch it and think, oh wow, listen to the music. It just plays into what you're seeing on screen, and that's what good incidental music should do. It should be in the background, just helping you along with getting invested in what you're seeing.
Enhanced the trailer rather than overwhelming it, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like the most recent special that we've watched, I felt the music was a bit too dominant and it distorted dialogue and things like that. Whereas sometimes just reining it in is makes all the difference.
It really does. I'd like to say hello to George Seaton that's joined us here as well. He's saying, at last, some good news. Doctor Who, best part, seeing Tom looking so hale and hearty. And that was the lovely, lovely ending of this as well, because, again, it ties in brilliantly with the fact that Tom's birthday is coming up. And yes, it is all about, I mean, you would think they'd planned this. I bet they didn't. But you would think it would, because it does end with Leela using the transmat device. And she's being told it will take you where you want to go. So, of course, where's she going to go? She's going to go back to the Doctor. And it looks like she's gone back to that season 15 type time, as with the suggestion to me that was possibly the happiest time of her life.
Was she going to reenact Image of the Fendal as she is now, then?
Well, it does lead all those questions there, right? What would the Fourth Doctor do now? Because there's only so much she can tell him about his own future. But she's saved. She's out of it. She got away, answering one of the fan questions that has been around since 2005. What happened to Leela? What happened to Romana? Well, if Leela got away, one day we may find out what happened to Romana as well through these little inserts, which are becoming. And I'm looking at some of the comments here that are on the Doctor Who comment box on Tube of Who. I'm accepting this as canon. This is beautiful canon. This is a great addition to canon. And it's that whole thing about being obsessed by that sort of stuff now going on, isn't it? Or is it canon?
Tell me about it. Yeah, tell me about
it. If you want to accept this as canon, why not? If you want to, because it's so well written, it's so well produced, it's so well acted, it's so well directed. And as I say, I feel like I've just watched an entire movie because it was packed full of brilliance.
And the BBC have met their obligation to put the Daleks in something as well, so that's fine.
Oh, that's
Daleks for this year.
Well, that's a point. I don't know if that will count.
I know that's nonsense. I know it's nonsense, but yeah.
I don't know, but we'll laugh at that one anyway. I am just so thrilled. And hello, said Meddling Funk. Good afternoon. Just got home from work to this exciting news. It is exciting, isn't it? And let's just hope, gentlemen, that these are now back on track, because last year there were 2 limited editions, if I remember correctly, weren't there? One at the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year. And then we've had that void in the middle. We didn't really have any standard editions at all coming out, really. Now we've got this one coming out in the near future. No release date out there at the moment. It's available to pre-order right now from all the usual stockists, right now with a recommended retail price of $54.99. But as I say, it is a massive box set. There's a lot of discs in there. $54.99 there. You can see there. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As usual, some great stuff there. Available right now to pre-order from all the usual stockists.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping this is back on tap, Badweer.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we get one released, and you know the most recent one was season 20, which was really exciting because that was rammed full. That was a massive set of stuff, and it kind of made sense with them having to pull all this material together to cover those 9 discs. I think it was in the end. That there was a bit of a delay, and you know there are very vocal people out there who say, you know, oh, have they just lost interest and they've just stopped announcing them? No, sometimes these things take time to come together, and they're so worth the wait once they're announced, and you can get excited about the next one. I'm really looking forward to whatever story they decide to show in the BFI, because I'm pretty sure they'll have.
I was going to ask you if you're going.
If I can get there, I'll be there. I'm hoping they'll do.
You think it'd be Horrifying Rock if they want to show off the effects, perhaps maybe that one. But
Oh yeah, that would look good on the big screen. Oh, I wish I could get to London to look at that myself, but it's not going to happen because if it's that one, Image of the Fendal as well would look quite good as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, personal preference, it'll be a 4-parter because having sat through the Sea Devils, which I love, it just made for a really long day because it's 6 episodes. I think a 4-parter works really well. So I'd rather, Horrifying Rock for me is a masterpiece. I just adore it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, totally.
So to watch that on a big screen would be tremendous. So anyone from the BFI, if you're watching, put Horrifying Rock on, and that's going to be a great.
Normally, when they do the BFI event, it's within a couple of weeks of releasing the actual product as well, isn't it? Thereabouts.
Yes, it is. But we will be looking out, obviously, for the announcements of that. I'm sure it'll come up as well, and we'll have to, if Bedweer gets tickets and if he gets there, then we'll have to have a chat with him about what it was like as usual, because he's one of our roving reporters on this channel. Yes,
just to make us jealous.
Yes, we can't get there. No, this is brilliant news. This is absolutely brilliant news. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining us for this, it's nice to see you all. But what we are talking about is the season 15 Blu-ray has been announced in the last hour, and we are very, very excited about it. 7 discs coming your way, and as I say, with those wonderful stories, we have got Horror of Fang Rock, The Invisible Enemy, Image of the Fendal, The Sunmakers, Underworld, and The Invasion of Time, all tarted up, ready for a night out on the town on a Blu-ray disc. It's so exciting. We've also, of course, been talking about the wonderful trailer starring the fantastic Louise Jameson. And talking about that trailer, we're going to do something a little bit different now, gentlemen, for Merchandise Paradise. We're going to talk scores on the TARDIS doors. Are you both ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Yes, we don't usually do this because we don't get the opportunity, but we are going to mark out of 10 our opinions on this fantastic trailer. The final battle, it says on the credit, but you can look it up under Leela versus the Time War. So, Paul, out of 10, what score are you going to give the final battle?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because it was fabulous. I just wish it was a bit longer.
Yeah, you want a whole series now. What's this?
Yeah, exactly.
But what are you going to give it out of 10?
I'll probably go with a 9 as well. I think I can't really fault it at all. Louise is wonderful. It looks fabulous. You know, they've obviously spent time on it, and I just maybe loses the mark for Daleks being slow with their shots, but
well, there's nothing new there.
they've all been trained by the Empire, obviously.
Well, Yabu to you, YouTube. I'm going to give it a 10. 10 out of 10 from me because I love it. And as soon as we finish this, I'm going to be going back to watch it again and adding up their figures, the viewing figures there, because I just thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it was so lovely to see Lou back in action as Leela with a really, really good story. So well done again to Pete McTeague there for that one. It was just superb. And lovely ending, which is open-ended. Where could Leela be? Where has the Doctor taken Leela now? Who knows? Or does he? Meddling Funk is coming and saying here, I've not seen the trailer yet, but it's leaked, so it's a 9 from me. You're gonna love it, I promise you. You will
love it. Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
So listen,
the Graham Williams documentary, the tribute to Graham Williams, it looks fabulous, I have to say. There's a couple of documentaries about him on, I think, season 16 on the DVD set, but there's not been much about him, so it'll be quite interesting to see more about him.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It will, yeah.
He's one of the more unsung producers, I would say, because obviously JNT is there for a long time and gets a lot of coverage. You know, Philip Hinchcliffe is that probably peak Tom Baker era, but Graham Williams keeps it going and takes it to another level and encourages, brings in the character of Leela and all that sort of thing as well. So yeah, really good.
Well, the trailer does actually say as well. I love Tom Baker for many, many reasons. I love him for many, many reasons. But one of the reasons is age mellows. And we've seen over the last 10, 15 years, he has started to. And there's a lovely clip in the trailer that actually says he owns up, doesn't he, saying, I was very lucky not to be fired by Graham Williams.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was no way that Tom would have been, because that would have been in every single paper going. Can you imagine back then? He was one of the Mr. Saturday Nights of British television.
Well, you've probably seen the letter he sent to the controller, didn't you, about him leaving and stuff. So that's interesting that he stayed on. Yeah. I think other way around, Graham nearly got fired instead of Tom. I think that's what nearly happened. But,
well, it shows you that Tom had the power of some people decades before it was fashionable. Oh no, it's just brilliant. Listen, guys, we're coming to the end of this. This was just a quick reaction. Is there anything you two want to say right now about anything else you want to talk about this?
I was going to say, I think the standard edition is coming out in 2049, just to warn you.
Right, you can knock that one off right now, fella. I'll tell you, I'm not having it. I will cry for it. I'm really excited to see this when it does come out in the standard editions. But for all of you that are ordering and collecting, as these two are, the limited editions, it's out available to pre-order right now. Season 15, the limited edition.
Yeah, JT, you might have to scrape some pennies together, because there's also the Blackpool exhibition links that are included on this.
That's so I might have to speak nicely to somebody I know that see if they're collecting it, and if they are, I can I can go and borrow that. I mean, it's all out there now. If you are collecting the limited editions, I hope you're excited about this, because we're all excited about it. This is a brilliant watch. Season 15 limited edition Blu-ray box set, available at all the usual stockists now for a recommended retail price of $54.99. The trailer that we've given great marks to there, as a little bit of a joke, really. But that's available now on the Tube of Who, on the Doctor Who Tube of Who. You can go and see that. And don't forget, as I say, if you are collecting the standard editions like Muggins here, season 17 is out this month as well. So this really is a fantastic celebration, really, of the one and only Tom Baker. Please join us here on Who's Views as we do get to start celebrating Tom's 90th birthday. The celebrations kick off very, very soon. So subscribe to the channel and please come and join us for our shows that celebrate the Doctor, the living legend that is Mr. Tom Baker, the man, the myth, the legend. He's really there. What more can we say? This is brilliant news. Fingers crossed that the Blu-ray box sets now are going to be back on some sort of, regular scale. And also, from my point of view as well, I really do hope that the standard editions are all going to be back there as well. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for this very impromptu show.
You're very welcome.
I can't wait to hear what you're both saying. Let's do a review show of this box set. You both got it in your grubby little protuberances. Let's do something.
Still got to do season 20, JT.
We still got to do season 20, and now we are so busy on this channel. We're so busy. We've got lots going on. Please like and subscribe to us
to get through. Season 20.
Well, it takes time for them to watch things because there's so much stuff on there.
Well, I've wrung mine dry now. I've watched it all, but fabulous stuff.
Oh well, listen, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on Who's Views. Thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for watching. get pre-ordering if you're getting those limited editions out there, and enjoy. And I'm sure it'll be through your letterbox at some point in the next couple of months at least. You never know when it's going to be out there. So from us here at Who's Views, nice to see you all. Tune in for our Tom Baker specials. I'm sure all this will crop up again in the Tom Baker specials, and we will see you again very, very soon. Until then, bye everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.